And there we go. So 3, 2, and 1. Well, Mary Katie, welcome back to Mayor's Monday here at WSAU, WSAU.com. This time, of course, we're not in the same room where we've both been on vacation. So both of our schedules this week have been
Colliding.
kind of mashed up. First off, tell us where you went and what you learned. We have to do the show and tell thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, mine's probably not as exciting as yours. I mean, I spent some time up north and
Mhm.
visiting my parents and enjoying, the supper clubs of the Northwoods. Very fun.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
also this dude that plays an electric organ, who does a variety of music, but I'm a big fan. So if you are looking for something to enjoy, Larry Janikowski and his electric orchestra, find him at Chef Renee's.
Absolutely. That sounds perfect
It's so
for
fun.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. It sounds like a place where you can go, get something to eat, get something to drink.
Yeah.
You can enjoy some great music and you're not going to be drowned out by it. You can still talk to your neighbor.
Yeah. Or your
That's
parents,
my
as
kind
it
of
were.
place.
Yeah. It's delightful. It was very fun.
I just put another thing on my to-do list here
Do
for the rest
it.
of the
It's so
year.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah, because I checked a few off. I was in Houston
Ooh, yeah.
for
Well,
the
obviously.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. The Houston Dynamo, Houston Dash stuff I bought that did not get stolen after the Dash
Oh,
game, which is another story for another time, because we don't want to spend too much time talking about ourselves here. But yes, the swag that I got that did make it back
look at
with
you.
me. My Maria Sanchez bobblehead is on my desk right now.
Look at you.
But you've got a talking goat though. Mine doesn't talk. She
Okay.
is the
You keep
goat,
you keep
but
saying talking, but it's screaming.
the
That's a
screaming.
difference. I mean, at least in my world, that there's a difference.
There, yeah, okay. It's a screaming goat. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. So whenever somebody says something that the mayor doesn't like, we're gonna hit the goat and then
Oh.
right. But yes,
Oh.
yes, it's important to get away and recharge like that, and especially for somebody in your position because you were just telling me as well. You've had a lot of budget meetings coming up. In
Oh.
fact, the reason we are recording this late is because you had a budget meeting. So give us an idea where we are in the process, and I guess the big question that everybody would want to know is how is inflation playing into the city budget this year? Because I'm
Yeah.
sure that's going to be a factor.
Yeah, so I mean, Marianne and I have been working on this budget for the last several months. So, but now it's really kind of getting into it with our each of our departments, what they need. And inflation is causing a lot of extra cost. We've had a couple budget mods already because of the cost of fuel, the cost of construction, all kinds of costs, right? And right now we're also the team is negotiating with the fire and police unions, so we're anticipating some of those costs, and people have expectations for what they're paid. So, we also updated some of our HR policies. So people are going to be getting a little bit more money. So that's good for employees, I hope. And we also would like them to stay here and come to work for us. So, we're trying to make it all work. But yeah, it's expensive. It's going to be a tough year.
So, do you have any idea then, as far as raw numbers, just exactly what we're looking at, or is that something where we are in a pattern where we have to wait to see what we get from the state, wait to see what we get from other entities before we can start plugging real numbers in?
Yeah, just and we're recording this the prior week. So just this week we got the numbers from the DOR, I think. And so we're looking at that and we'll have some better numbers in the future. And obviously like our budget will be a little bit higher. It will look like we're spending more, and same with the county, every municipality, because we have those ARPA funds. So that's adding to what we're able to spend. But obviously there's some restrictions there too.
Right.
So, but you'll see some of that cost. In the past two budgets, it's cost $1 million to do the same things each year. I'm expecting that to be a little bit more. One of the things with road building, for instance, inflation is cost, it's causing those costs to go up. And because you have petroleum on multiple levels here, but it costs now $1.3 million to build a mile of road in Wausau, where in the past it was just $1 million.
Mhm.
So, and that includes all of the stuff underneath the road, the utilities and all of that. So yeah, it's expensive stuff.
Indeed. And is that going to impact then what projects end up getting done in 2023, or is that something we'll have to wait and see yet?
Yeah, it probably will impact a little bit. Everyone's kind of moving around in their budget, what we can do, what we can afford. It just really comes down to the council too. So in October, we're going to have several, well, I'm anticipating us to have several budget workshops. The finance chair will be leading those once again. And so they'll be moving stuff around too. So anything that we give to them, we have a good relationship, unlike maybe the state and the governor, where they're probably not going to just tear up the budget and start over. But they will be moving some things around about with their priorities. So.
And then, of course, the literally the $1 million question. What is this going to mean for property taxes going into 2023? Do we have an idea of that yet?
Yeah, we're still going to be kind of penciling that out. You know, that's something that I'm not comfortable saying just yet because the council still hasn't had their hands all over it. So they will be really the final editors of this budget.
Gotcha. So, and then, as always, we can expect that to come out towards the end of November, correct?
Yeah, the final, but we'll be having lots of discussions in the next few weeks. I mean, the next 8 weeks for sure. You're going to be hearing a lot about it.
And of
So if you
course,
like that, pay attention. If you hate it, do what you usually do.
yes, yes, indeed. And if you're somebody like Mary Katie, this is the stuff that gets you up in the morning to get into the office, right?
Oh my gosh, tell you what. It's always
That
something.
yes, that and of course voting, which is what we have coming up also in the next actually less than 8 weeks now as we are recording this. We are inside of 2 months to election. What should folks know about what's going to happen come November 9th?
Well, first of all, I have no way to predict that, but I think that people should be registered to vote. Sunday is technically National Voter Registration Day, so make sure you're registered. And if there are ways that you want to vote that wouldn't be at your poll on election day, make sure you're requesting your ballot ahead of time. We will have early voting in person, and you'll be able to register at that time as well. So just make sure you register to vote and show up and vote. You can register at the polls, register here. We have all kinds of friendly people. You cannot use the drop box. As a reminder, I know we talked about this during the primary,
Right.
but it is not a way for you to return your ballot, but you can return by mail. You can return your own ballot. I know that the Elections Commission has been meeting, kind of talking through some of the other things about curing misinformation and things like that. So, those rules are constantly changing up until the point people are actually voting. So make sure you're paying attention. If you have questions, our clerk is up to date on everything and she will answer your questions.
And I understand you're also looking for poll workers as
Heck yeah.
well for election day. Give us an idea of what that entails and how people can sign up if they're interested.
Yeah, so we do employ a lot of poll workers, variety of polls. We have people who are helping with central count here at City Hall. So if you're interested in that, again, call the clerk's office. You can fill out an application. If you're a member of a party, they've already turned in their lists for the year. But if you are interested in being a poll worker and you are a member of that party, make sure you contacted them anyway. But you can also still apply. If you're not a member of a party, those folks fill in where the partisans can't be working or won't be working. So do that. You just have to be 16 years old and a resident of this municipality. So get it done.
And on top of that as well, I understand some of these positions are paid
Oh yeah,
too.
we pay our poll workers. Yep. That might even be statutorily required, but yeah, we do.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah,
you're not working for free.
yeah, indeed. So yeah, there is a little something involved that way. Plus, I know a lot of people will say this, there's a lot of information out there about how elections are run, some questions about how elections are run. So if you're somebody who's maybe looking at things and saying, okay, this doesn't look right, here's a chance as well for you to get
Oh
inside
yeah.
and actually see what is going on and see that, the city is running things the way that they should be.
Yeah, one of the interest I worked the special election in 2020 in May, and it was really interesting to see how the chief poll workers worked with the, poll workers assigned to each poll site, who worked with the clerk, and how all this happens. the thing that struck me was just how decentralized it is to vote in Wisconsin. One single person really couldn't have a huge impact on these elections. So it actually was reassuring for me to see that too. So if you're interested, or even if you don't want to work, I'm sure we have opportunities for people to be observers and things like that. Again, like if you're a partisan, talk to your political party about that. Otherwise, you're welcome to show up. Central Count is super interesting for like 2 minutes, and then you just see that they're doing the same dang thing over and over again. But it's interesting. You can see how it's done. It's in our council chambers. So yeah,
Mhm.
you're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. And again, that's like I said, kind of maybe some reassurance for some people to say
Yeah,
that,
I
hey,
hope so.
we got good people here
Yeah.
in these positions, and they're doing the job the way it should be done.
Yes. Yep.
Indeed. So that's what's going to be coming up here in the next couple of months, but immediately, actually coming up early next month, you have another moving with the mayor initiative that's going to be coming up, and I think this one might just be one of your most favorite ones yet. Is that correct?
Yeah, Lisa at the Humane Society is an amazing human, but the other thing about her is that she is surrounded by dogs all the time. So, we've been talking, and we're gonna do a move in with the mayor where we all show up to the Humane Society and walk the dogs. And so the dogs are gonna be really happy. Your people who show up are gonna be really happy. Lisa's gonna be really happy because her dogs are gonna sleep really good at night. And you know what? What always happens whenever we've been hiking all summer with some of these dogs. Um, they get adopted immediately, and not even by me, even though like my heart is like, I need that dog. I need
Yeah.
it. So if you show up maybe with an open heart and maybe you got space, you might find somebody that you're interested in too.
Yes, and that is always a good thing. Whenever the day that the Humane Society has absolutely more space than they need is going to be a great day, and
Yeah,
I'm a firm believer
she
in that
flat out
myself.
tells me she's trying to work herself out of a job, so we gotta help
Yes.
her.
Yes, indeed. And so I know you've been hiking, you've taken some of these dogs like up and down
Oh
Rib
yeah.
Mountain in the past. So is that kind of the plan again this time? You're just going to take a bunch of dogs and walk up and down the mountain?
So we're not going to go to Rib Mountain. We're going to be at the Humane Society just because we want to walk all of the dogs that are willing to
Okay.
be walked, or whatever anybody's style is. So yeah, we'll be at the Humane Society. They've got great spaces to walk dogs. We'll have a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I am one who has been a Humane Society volunteer at one
Look
point,
at you
working
go.
with the cats. Not
Working at
I'm not these days, but I have been in the past. Everybody at that building is absolutely top notch, which is what you would
Oh,
expect from
they're
somebody.
amazing.
Yes, it's great
Amazing.
staff, and and again, I'm somebody who donates to the Humane Society on a regular basis. Whenever anybody asks me where to go to get a pet, that's the first place I'm sending them. So it's something I believe in as well. These dogs, these cats need to get adopted. Get on out there and bring one of them home with you,
Look at
please.
this. Look at what this has turned into. You're such an advocate.
I am.
I hope to
I
see you
am.
there. You'll probably be messing with the cats and not walking dogs,
Oh,
but
of
you know what?
course.
That's fine too. That's totally
Of course.
cool.
Indeed. Indeed. And yes, and who knows, Napoli may end up having a brother or a sister, whether he likes it or not. Um, because daddy said so. Well, Mayor Katie, we always appreciate the time. We'll look forward to chatting with you again next month.
Always. Thanks for having me.